Okay, for today's lesson we're going to learn how to draw the orthographic block using DesignCAD. So go ahead and open up DesignCAD. Within DesignCAD you can press the Open Existing Drawing and browse. Then locate your folder and the title block draft that you created previously. You can close the tip of the day. At the top of your screen, if you have extra tools that you don't need, you can right click. In this case I'm going to get rid of the coordinate bar and the double line bar. I also don't need this ruler, so I'm going to get rid of that as well. And this just creates some extra screen space. So we'll go fit to screen. So you have your title block that you created in your previous lesson. If you haven't done so already, you can go ahead and grab a blue block from the back cabinet. You will also need a ruler, and then we can begin. Your drawing starts 60 millimeters from the left side over and 20 millimeters up. So we're going to grab the ortho drawing tool and snap to this point right here using the right mouse button. Now if this comes up, then select use right click for gravity. That happens when it's the first time the program is being used. So right click to this point right here and you'll see that it'll snap. We're then going to go point relatives, point relative, and we want to go 60 over on the x-axis. So type in 60 on distance x, dx. This should always be on last point, and select OK. Don't press enter. We want to go up. Actually, it's 30 millimeters up. The quick key for point relative is the quotation marks. So if you go ahead and press the quotation marks on your keyboard, point relative will pop up. dx is now 0 because we're not going right or left, but we are going up 30. So type in 30 on dy and press OK or press enter on the keyboard. And you'll see a green line going up. If you press enter on your keyboard, the green line will be drawn black. And that means that it's existing. So if you clicked on it, we can move it. You don't have to do this. I'm just showing you that that's the line we drew. I'll put it back. And this is the start of your orthographic drawing. We're going to delete this line later. So the front view of the orthographic drawing begins here. So go ahead and grab your ortho line tool and snap to this point. That's right click, point relative, which is your quotation marks, and we're going to go 79 to the right. So if you measured the width of the face of your Ortho Blue block, you would have 79 millimeters. So we're going to go 79. Tab on your keyboard takes you to the next selection of dy, which equals 0. And press enter on your keyboard. That line is green. I want to draw that black because I'm going to be paralleling it. So I don't want to draw continuous lines on this drawing. So I'll press enter. I'm going to go ahead and draw from here up 50 millimeters and here up on dy 50 as well. So we'll take the line drawing tool, right click, point relative, 0 on dx, 50 on dy, enter, enter again to draw it black, and repeat that exact same function on this point. So snap, point relative, 50 is already there, so we don't have to do anything but press enter and press enter again. And then we'll select the ortho line drawing tool and complete the front view by snapping from this point to this point and then pressing enter. Now you'll see that the way that I drew this front block, this face, I drew it with separate lines. So I could go ahead and move these. Don't do this. I'm just showing you that you can move these separately. That's a lot different than if you were to draw a box like this, then all the lines are connected. Now we don't want that type of box. So I'm just going to get rid of that and put these lines back just by going Edit Undo or Control Z. This line is not necessary anymore, so we can take that line and press the Delete key on your keyboard. So you just select it and press Delete. Okay, now let's draw the top view. The top view is 30 millimeters away from the front view. So we're going to grab the Ortho Line Drawing tool, right click, point relative, 30 on the Y. Again, point relative was the quotation marks, that's the quick key. 30 on the Y, press enter twice to draw this line black. This line needs to be a separate line so that we can delete it later. And we can go ahead and draw the top view. The top view dimensions are going to be 79 wide and 40 high. So we grab the Ortho Line Drawing tool, right click, point relative, which is the quotation marks, 79. Tab takes me to DY. You can use your mouse, but that's the slow way. 0 on DY. Press enter. And press enter again. So basically the same as the front view, it's just different dimensions. In this case we're going to go 40 up. Again, that's what I did here was I snapped to this point. We're always snapping, that's the right mouse click, so that it's a specific point. Point relative and going up 40 on DY. Press enter. Repeat that on the right side. Point relative. DY is 40. Enter. And right click. Enter. This line is no longer necessary, so we can click on it and press the Delete key on your keyboard. If you haven't saved this yet, you notice that this is a title block. We better save this before our computer crashes. We're going to go File, Save As, and you can save it in your Grade 8 files. Make sure that IA8 is up here. And we're going to call this Ortho Blue. So in the future, you can continue opening your title block so you don't have to redo that drawing, and then save the exercises as Ortho Blue, Ortho Yellow, Ortho Gray, Ortho Red, etc. Save, and we can continue drawing. So, right side view is right here, and it's spaced 30 millimeters to the right. So, a little bit of a trick here. Rather than drawing that line 30 millimeters over, we're going to use a parallel tool. So underneath the line drawn tools, the seventh one in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, is a parallel tool. And this, we can type in a distance, so this little box shows up, type in 30, and we can click on this line. Now this is a left mouse button function, so we just have to be near this line. So left click, and I can go to the left or to the right. So this does two things. It creates the line at a 30 millimeter space from my front view. So it saves me a whole bunch of work. So once I have it on the side that I want it, I'm going to left click. And I'm going to do that again for the width of the side view. I'm going to select the parallel tool, but this time I'm going to type in 40. Click on the line, slide it to the right. I can slide it to the left or the right, slide it to the right, and then left click. Remember, that's a left click tool. Now, go ahead and grab your Ortho Line Drawing tool. Because I have this point and this point, I don't need to make or put in any dimensions. I just need to snap from this point to this point and press enter, and do the exact same thing for the bottom. Right click, and enter. And there you have it. There's your orthographic drawing. Now the only thing we have to do is put your titles underneath. So here we're going to put front view, top view, and right side view. We're going to have to draw those guidelines 3 millimeters down from the bottom of each view, and then 4 millimeters below that. So we're going to do that with the parallel tool, the 7th tool in. type in 3, and this is just the space from here to here. And if you double click on the tool, any of these tools, they'll stay for as long as you need to use them. So I'm going to double click, and that way I can use it once and twice, and I could continue using it if I needed it. But I don't. I want to change this now to 4. And then I can take and go down 4. The tool disappears because I changed the value. So I'm just going to double click and click on this line, pull it down, and click on this line and pull it down. So what I've created are some guidelines for me to put my lettering into. So because this is a 4mm gap, when I click on the letter T, this is my text tool, I want to set my size to 4. And I can now type in capital letters, so select caps lock, top view, and I'm going to place that right in the middle there. Now, if you can see, the top and the bottom of the letters are pink. So once I've clicked, I can rotate it. Now, if I press enter, it'll be horizontal, which is what I want. So if I zoom into this, this might be easier to see with my zoom tool. It's fairly centered, but it's a little bit low, so I'm just going to bring that up. There we go. Fit to screen, and now I'm going to zoom into the front view. Click on the letter T, just replace the top with front, all in capital letters, and you can go ahead and place that, center it. Once you've clicked, again you can move your mouse, it's no big deal, as long as you press enter on the keyboard. Fit to screen, zoom, oh, what happened there? If you ever lose your drawing, just go fit to screen, and then we'll try that again. Zoom into the right side view, and right side view is very long, so we're going to shorten that. We're going to put RGT, period, side view, and move this down, and that should work about there. You can see the top and the bottom of the letters are pink, and enter. Now, you don't need these guidelines anymore. They're only there to place your letters. So I'm going to select them, press the delete. No, that's not it. If you ever do something you don't like, you can go, or didn't want to do, press edit, undo, and you can see the shortcut is Control Z. So I'm going to zoom out. For some reason it didn't want me to delete that line. So I'm going to click on this line now, press delete on your keyboard for all of these lines. Let's try this one again. No. Let's try zooming in. There we go. Selected it that time and that time. And we'll zoom into this. Actually, probably didn't have to. Delete and delete. Okay, so there you have it. That's your orthographic drawing. And one thing I can see here is this should not say title anymore. So we're going to double click on your title block, and you see this little info box shows up. Let's just change that to Ortho Blue, all in capital letters, and press enter. And you'll notice on the bottom of the screen it's going to automatically change. But it's not centered anymore. So let's just do this. We're going to take this here, and if you hold down your shift key while you move it, you see that it won't go up and down. So I'm just going to move it to where I want it. Still holding my shift key. I'm going to move it a little bit more until I have it where I want it. I can see it's a little bit low, so I'm just going to visually put that centered. Zoom out, and if it looks good, and I'm happy with it, I'm going to save it. File, save. We've already named it, so we just need to save it. And there you have it. How to draw an orthographic blue block using DesignCAD. Thanks for watching.